I'm Doug Stewart, I'm the CEO of Green Energy UK plc. The philosophy behind Green Energy UK is essentially to make a difference on both sides of the equation, on the demand side in creating a demand for renewable energy, and on the supply side in terms of supplying the renewable energy to homes and businesses that want to make a difference. I think there are a number of areas that are driving the demand for renewable electricity. Firstly, we've got the issue of climate change. Secondly, we've got the issue of depleting reserves of fossil fuels. We've got government policy, and I guess we've got conscience. A lot of people seem to think that we ought to be breathing cleaner air and we ought to do something about it.
Renewable electricity is one way of dealing with that. That's been recognised by the government and the other political parties with this drive towards renewable incentives to try and help build a more sustainable future. For companies, the driving force for converting to green energy is about recognising this increase in consumer demand and awareness. Consumers really expect companies to show corporate responsibility. They're in a position to do something and start making a difference.
We don't buy any brown energy within our portfolio, we only buy green. We buy some wind. Everyone thinks of wind as being the key renewable, but we buy from emerging and small-scale technologies. We would describe it as a heady cocktail of green and renewable sources. And we're here at RES, Renewable Energy Systems Head Office. We have a relationship and have had a relationship with RES since back in 2001 when they started to build this facility. They showcase a number of technologies that we use in our business, all green and cleaner technologies, and we buy the excess energy that they don't use on site here.
The RES Group is actually a UK success story. Over the last 20 years we've grown, and perhaps even more rapidly in the last 5 years actually, as an international business. But now we're a true renewable energy company. We're developing solar power, biomass power, as well as wind, both onshore and offshore internationally.
This is the solar energy that we have on site. We've got a large array of solar panels, 170 square metres. It's providing both heat and electricity for our building. We've got a combination of just purely solar thermal, which is providing heat for the building, and a hybrid system which generates both heat and electricity. The system is combined with an underground heat store, so we're trying to cover all climatic eventualities, if you like, and making it a very efficient system to have. As well as the solar energy, we have biomass growing on site, which we use to provide the majority of the heat that we need in the building during the colder months. Biomass is nature's energy storage system. It's capturing the heat from the sun, and we burn the crop, and any carbon dioxide that's released as the crop is burnt is simply reabsorbed as the crop grows again in the next growing cycle. It grows really quickly, and we just harvest it using a local farmer once a year, bale it up, it's nice and dry, and then it's burnt in a biomass boiler. Most of the electricity that we need in the building is generated from our wind turbine here on site. It's become a well-known landmark right next to the M25. It generates enough electricity every year for the equivalent of about 35 homes. It's connected to our building, and it's also connected to the national grid via the local substation, which means that we can switch seamlessly between exporting electricity when it's generating and we don't need the electricity in our building, to importing green electricity when the wind isn't blowing and the wind turbine isn't turning.
We have a long relationship with Green Energy UK. In fact, I think we were probably one of their first contracts. So effectively we use them as a bank, which actually works very well for us. So when we're generating more power than we need, they take it. When we're generating less than we need, then we buy it back from them. So effectively we're carbon neutral on our electricity supplies. So that's worked very well for us.
The partnership between Green Energy and RES has both helped us move forward. They've been able to generate extra electricity, which we've been able to purchase, help supporting them in their costs of running their facility. They're looking to develop the market, and so are we, so that mutual working together has helped the market expand and help both of our businesses grow.
At Green Energy we work with a number of developers who are looking at the sustainability element of building, and they will have a number of elements of sustainability within their matrix. Our Green Energy is just one part of that, and we work with Quintain quite closely. I mean, I'm on their sustainability committee. We work on ways of making their entire business sustainable.
Quintaine's business model is to be an urban regenerator and fund manager. We build near towns with huge scale, 21 million square feet consented in London, and our mark is the highest level of sustainability and technological advancement. And here at Wembley City, we're driving forward the first underground waste disposal system in the United Kingdom. It's common in Northern Europe and in Dubai and in Beijing, but we're the first to deliver it here. It will change the benchmark for urban regeneration. The greener you are, the quicker you'll be able to develop and sell and lease. It is a fundamental going forward. Otherwise you will be embedding technological obsolescence in everything you do. Well, you can't deliver zero carbon schemes without green energy, and so Green Energy has signed up to deliver with us our scheme at Middlehaven, which is Europe's largest zero carbon scheme, perhaps its only zero carbon scheme. But we're very comfortable with green energy, and I'm sure that our business together will grow exponentially.
Another form of green energy that we purchase and distribute to our customers is combined heat and power. There are various areas of the economy that use combined heat and power, but one significant area is growing fruit and vegetables under glass. And we buy electricity from tomato farmers who use combined heat and power plants to create the heat they need for the ambient temperatures in their greenhouses. They use the CO2 that's generated in the process to feed to the plants, to enrich the environment to get a better yield on their crop, and they produce electricity in the process. That electricity they can use about 5% of, so the balance, the 95%, they sell to us.
We've always tried to be efficient on the nursery. We've always tried to embrace technology when it came along, and any way that I can improve my energy efficiency was good for the business, and it was obviously good for the planet. When we realised we could produce this green energy and we could hopefully get a premium for this energy, it seemed a very good way of cutting the fuel bills in the nursery, plus reducing my carbon footprint. Now that Waitrose are buying electricity, it's nice to feel that I'm not only supplying their store with tomatoes, but I'm supplying their store with electricity as well.
Here at Rickmansworth, Waitrose take the power generated at their tomato supplier site in Chichester. Electricity has been generated as a byproduct of the growing of tomatoes under glass, and here it is being used to power the tills at their very own store. So this is a good example of how a large corporate company is seeing the benefits of green. It's really entering into the cycle of life.
And what does the future hold for us? What does the future hold for green energy in the UK? I think we're all coming to the conclusion that we need to make sure there is a future and that we secure it. And I think with growing public awareness, with growing commercial awareness that sustainability is something that we need to adopt and ensure that happens, then we've got the demand side starting to move in the right direction. If we take climate change, there's an awareness of climate change that we need to do something about it. If we take the reduction or the depletion of fossil fuels, we need to find alternative fuels. And if we take energy security, well, we need to make sure that we can go and find energy in places that we're sure are going to deliver. We don't want to be going to unstable parts of the world to have our relationship with making our economy tick. So I think there are plenty of drivers, there's plenty of government policy, there's plenty of international policy that will secure the growth of the green and renewable businesses and that whole part of the economy. And we're going to be right there with it.